cheers. 9 months is over. You've probably seen these in my 3 shorts that I posted. I just got these on Friday after waiting literally 9 months to the day. I ordered them May 8th, 2023, and then the, printed and filed bomb email was received from Nix on the 9th, May 9th, and I received them February 9th on Friday. So like literally 9 months to the day, and they're in my hands. I'll put that whiskey down for a second. So what these were, or are, whatever you want to say, was actually something they took down from the site a long time ago, but it was something they had up for, most of 2023 or a lot of 2023. I think there was even an old video that Grant had done a long time ago, but they had a Biltrite half sole. I'll show you that right here. You can probably see it in the short anyway, but here, I'll go closer. So this was and I'll throw up some pictures I took off the site, kind of anticipation of getting them. I didn't realize it would take 9 months, but it explains the kind of backstory. But basically, Biltrite, I think that's how you say it. I think of Manny, if you ever check Manny Briones, I think is how you say his name, or Manuel. He posts a lot of boot videos. You gotta check out his channel, it's really cool. But he called it Biltrite, because he's kind of Hispanic, so he was saying Biltrite. I don't know if that's right or Biltrite. I just read it as Biltrite. Canadian company. I don't know if they were always Canadian, but they were Canadian at the end, and they shut down, like a lot of the stuff. This was the last run, according to Nix, when they posted that video and had these listed. I ordered those, and I kind of almost ordered the same thing as the site. So if you look at the site picture, which again, I'll throw up some photos that I took of this, like screenshots from the site at the time. It was a 11067, which this is obviously, you know me, kind of obsessed with that last. You can see some more back there, which I'll talk about. And it was on Predator Orange. Doesn't look as light, or it looks lighter than these ended up coming out, but Predator Orange is kind of like, you kind of roll the dice on what it's going to look like. It's inconsistent. And the only real difference was it showed, I believe it was a logger heel, yeah, with the classic stack. And I kind of almost ordered that. The only difference was I had, at the time when I ordered it, done a moderate heel, because that's what I like. And I had done a dogger heel, because to me, just dogger is better than logger. Logger is cool. Logger is better than block heel by far, but dogger is my, that's the peak heel aesthetic. And I kind of let that sit for a long time, and then, months and months and months went on. I started talking with a Nix employee. I don't want to throw out his name here and think people can just go reach out to him, but he's on a Discord with some of us customers who are kind of fanatics like myself. And I started talking to him and ended up changing some stuff up, which was really cool, versus emailing them, which is how I normally do. I did actually email them and make some changes throughout this time, but I was emailing or messaging with him on there. And I mean, this thing went all over the place. At one point, I had it in the 55 last, in 11.5D, I think. And that was after I bought those whites 11.5D. But, really kind of comparing and wearing those against my 11E 67s, I just was like, you know what, this doesn't make sense. And then I kind of got hung up on the heel stack, which is something I'm going to talk about a little more in this video. And Meat Shots, which is Jamin over there, one of the actual boot builders. He, in one of the, I don't know if it was a YouTube video or one of their, podcasts, or it was on a Reddit post, or both. But they basically confirmed something I was suspicious about, which you can see in the original site photos, was they did not compensate for the fact that the half sole builds, whether it's, the Biltrite, which you can't get anymore, or just the V-bar, which they still offer, the fact that the rubber doesn't go through the back there, in a sense, it would be a lower heel. Even if whatever stack you get, it'll be lower than usual, because it's like missing some of the rubber of the sole, or even leather. If you do a leather sole, like my other 67 kind of Prospector, my first Nix. So that kind of got me, worried, and, I changed it from a moderate to a classic stack. Turns out in the end, they now are compensating, so that's kind of wild. The spec showed a natural edge finishing. This is actually beeswax. I don't know what happened there, but it's kind of like a happy accident, because I actually think it looks awesome, and I think it looks better this way than you know, the natural would look. The natural is cool, but a lot of my boots have the natural finish. I've been wanting beeswax again after I had those Thurman Builder Pro Thurman Northwest boots for like a few months over the summer, and then I'm selling them to a guy. I really like the beeswax look, and I think with the Predator Orange being this darker version of itself, I don't think it would have looked good with or as good with the natural. I like the contrast, I guess, because this is like a darker Predator Orange than the website pick. I think the natural contrast with that better, if that makes sense. If this had been lighter, like the website photo, which again, I'll keep popping it up so you have a reference, then I think the darker natural would have been the better contrast. So kind of wild. Otherwise, I mean, it pretty much stayed the same. The only thing I didn't change back to what I originally had it as was the toe. The normal build, I think, came with this elastic and the Spec, and all my other 67s, except for my Builder Pro 67s, are all elastic, and it looks cool. I mean, it has the hardcore sprung toe, almost squared off. It looks dope. But I really like those Builder Pro 67s back there, the third one back there on the right of the screen, and there, you know, there's obviously, you guys know if you've had both, the soft toes are a little more comfortable because there's just nothing in the toe. When you bend down and kind of crouch, there's kind of nothing your toe, your big toe or anything kind of pushes against, or any feeling of anything, because it's just smooth leather. And I don't think it's going to collapse. My Builder Pro 67s haven't yet. Not that I wear any of my boots a ton because I'm rotating through almost 10 boots now, but I just dig it, and it also has a different look. It's more rounded, which almost has a little bit of a Robert-ish vibe of the, sorry, like the 55 Robert look, versus the really kind of squared off, kind of hardcore, you know, workish to me look that, you know, is why I love the 67. So I'm just trying to be different as far as my boot that I was waiting for months on, I guess. I wanted to change some stuff up. So that's why I went with the soft. And I might go forward with only soft toe if, you know, next time I get a 67, or even a, you know, maybe a Thurman 55 or 55, I don't know. But, you know, I keep one, try another last, but I just get another 67, and I get another 67, and I get another 67, and I just love this freaking last. It fits great. This 11E is perfect for my foot. You know, creature of habit, you love it, and you know it works, so I'm a sucker for it. So I guess, you know, I'll probably end up buying another 67, but you never know. I do want to try that Thurman 55 because the Thurman Northwest was pretty cool, but I'm not big on the flatter last. I like the arch, which was weird because I always kind of thought of myself as sort of a flat-footed person, but it's just once you have the arch, you can't go back, man. All my old boots feel flat and crap. So anyway, that's kind of a long, all over the place background about this boot. Finally get it after 9 months, and yeah, man, I love it, you know. The only thing, maybe if I thought about, if I really, I don't know, like I was just kind of going with the vibe, but, you know, I kind of really like the rolled top on a few of my boots that have it, but I don't know, I like the cut top too, because I only have like 2 boots with it now. My Prospector Quick Ship over there was my only cut top before, and I like it, so I don't know, I was kind of going with it. I kind of think I like it more than the standard top, because the standard top has that extra layer of leather here, which is probably more durable for long-term, you know, support and whatnot, but you feel it. But the rolled top, you feel it, but it's also comfortable because of the rolled top. It's kind of weird, but I don't regret this. It's clean as hell. I like the lack of the second stitch line, and I don't know, there's just like less bulk, and it's comfortable as hell because you don't really feel anything. It's almost like loose right at the top, if not in a bad way, but in a good way. You know, stitching, fucking great. I sometimes see, you know, no offense to Nick's, but I gotta call it out, some of their boots on the ready to ship have some really screwed up stitching sometimes, and it's kind of scary. So I was worried. I guess I should be realistic in the fact that every pair that I've bought has been good. But, you know, you see the one bad, it's like, you know, reviews on Yelp and whatnot. The bad experience is going to get the review posted. People who have a decent or great experience aren't necessarily motivated to post something. So maybe I just got hung up on the one, you know, 1 out of 20 that ends up being bad. But the stitching here, I mean, it's all great. No issues at all. Even the welt stitching sometimes can be a little bit weird. Whites has more problems in my experience from the pairs I've bought than Nick's, but you know, it's pretty much spot on. Yeah, it gets a little closer together right here, but like it's still okay. It's still good. Whites, they literally like the stitches get on top of each other. I had that one pair of cruisers I sold that was like that. This pair does have some scratches, so this was a little bit, I didn't even, honestly, I saw it when I opened them, and it's in that like unboxing video or short, but I didn't really think too much of it because the Predator Orange like scuffs easy. But this was the one I think that caught people. Some people commented, that's a little bit lame. This, you could feel there's a little bit of like a gouge right here, but I'm not too worried. This one actually sucks more. This is like kind of a gouge. It doesn't go through, obviously, but I think they nicked it right there with the sander. Like one of my other, like my what is it? My milled Buck Brown pair. But with this leather, I don't really care. Like it's kind of not a big deal. And then this pair, same. Everything's good. You know what? There actually is one other issue on this. Again, I don't really care about this because it's Predator Orange and this is going to get nicked anyway. But there's a few little nicks there. That little sanding spot's the one that pisses me off the most. But this one, same deal. Freaking perfect stitching. Welt stitching's great. Perfect. When this is all like misaligned and they like touch and stuff is what drives me nuts. You know, but this, to me, this is like perfect. I wouldn't consider this messed up. Like this to me is perfect handmade, where I get that it's not symmetrical with a caliper, but it's good. And you can see here, it gets close. Get that to the camera. But again, it's not overlapping. What pissed me off with those whites was the two rows overlapped. Here's the sole on this pair. This one's actually better centered, but again, it's all fine. Something I did notice, if you look at the pictures of the original pair, and even some other ones I've seen on Reddit and whatnot, they used to, and I swear there's a build video of a half sole where you see Jamin actually hammering in these brass round head tacks, and he's doing them here. And I don't think he put any on the V-bar half sole because there's not like these little spots to kind of tell you to do it. Maybe with the Biltrite they decided to use these spots kind of like they're intended to be, and that's why they're putting the brass here, and then to conserve, that's why they use the normal nails there. I don't know, I don't care. I would rather have this, to be honest. I'd rather have the extra protection of these tacks because, you know, it could catch and then it will lift because it's just glue. Having those tacks there is good, and then I don't really care what tacks are on the bottom there. This is the ones that are in any other boot they make, so it is what it is. And with this being a huge heel classic stack, they didn't get too close on the Quabaug, but I need to do another video about these Quabaugs. I was messaging one of the Nick's employees. There's something about the Nick's ones where this crevice is deeper, this trench, versus all the whites ones I've had, even old whites. So when these are thin on some of my other pairs, it's actually ripped off on my Prospector Quick Ship. You know, it's because it's too thin. If they used the same ones whites had, they wouldn't have a problem. But I've debated about maybe having them replace it with a V-bar top lift on that Prospector. I'll see if it matters. But yeah, these are really sweet. Darker than I guess kind of I expected, but I've also seen pics of Predator Orange all the time, and it can look darker.